Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the show, and thanks so much for tuning in. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with your host, Christopher LaPrath, and my name's Kenan, his son and the producer of this show. I've got a few quick things to say before I turn it over to Christopher for the evening. But first and foremost, for anyone who might be new and joining us for the very first time, just be sure to say something in the chat, whatever platform you're joining us on, YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Just say something so that I know you're here and I can put you in line for reading. So going forward after the first time, which is of course always free, it's $10 per reading, or you can do the entire month for $100. And that gets you a reading for every show that happens 3 times a week. That's Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time for anyone who might not know. Now, tonight's title, Why Are You Wearing That? I think is really a pretty fun thing to think about and really understand the concept. And we say all the time that our choices really matter, and that every single choice and even every thought counts a lot more than we might even think. But our choices make us who we are. So I was just discussing this the other day with someone that, what we're looking at, what we're paying attention to, we're literally consuming just like we are food. And that makes us who we are. And so these choices, just like we choose to put on clothes, we can choose to be abundant or not. We can choose to be loving or not. And we can choose to be joyful and blissful and share all of these feelings with other people or not. And with that, I just want to say big love out to you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and turn you over to Christopher for the evening.
I love that. Thank you so much, Kenan. So, for great blessings, for being free of other people's criticisms of what you're wearing, I like this candle because incense. I guess you could use it as a candle to light your way, to guide you, to elevate your thinking, to elevate your experience here on this planet. That's what we're all here for, at least on this show. And so I bless each one of you with this great incense to send you these higher level thinking. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the dangers of critical thinking and the benefits of critical thinking. Critical thinking in the good way. You want to be around people that are critical thinkers, which is the ability to effectively analyze information and form a judgment. The opposite of that is when you experience critical thinking. Well, why are you wearing that? That immediately can set up a trigger response in your brain as to, oh my God, how do I look? Do I look okay? Do I have an eyelash out of place? What? Oh my God. That is the downside of personal critical thinking. It's where people are ineffectively analyzing information and they form a judgment. So the signs of a good critical thinker is open-mindedness, respecting evidence and reasoning. So, what if you were 5 years old and you were told by your drunk uncle that that was an ugly dress, or that your hair looked really funny? Is that really from a drunk uncle? It's not really coming from a legitimate source. And so tonight, are we willing to let go of any of the critical thinking? that has been entrained in maybe us. I'm saying maybe, but are we willing to whatever level that it might be entrained in us to be able to let that go? In any I'm gosh, I'm getting I'm old. I have a blemish. I'm overweight. Whatever it is, are you willing to let that go? Because that is and can be, it can be critical thinking. In a way, though, on the other hand, it can be good. Because if you say, hey, I'm overweight, I need to lose some weight, that can be in a good way, but not in a self-deprecating way. Okay? Not being stuck in one position, but have clarity and precision. So that is the topic for tonight. So anywhere where you have taken on criticisms that were unfair or not balanced in any way, shape, or form, are you willing to let that go? When people are shouting, they're either in fear or they're either in fear. Or they're either in fear. Because anger boils down to fear. Frustration boils down to fear. And if you can critically look at what is it that they're really criticizing, it has nothing to do with you. All right. So a lot about this show is getting rid of energies that no longer serve you. We've talked about this on the show, right? There are cards where this flower is coming up through this crack in a sidewalk, and it looks like it's completely impossible to overcome that type of an obstacle. These are removing obstacles or energies around you that really have nothing to do with you, and help to remove them from their field and allow this new energy to come in, because when this new energy comes in, it pushes all of that out. And are you willing to admit that you can be free of it being difficult? Okay, good. That felt great. Thank you. All right, for the group card tonight, let's start that group card. I love you all more than a can of corn. This card came up, and I love this card. When you think about Native Americans or abundance or our ancestors, here, especially here in this country, it was all about corn. And it symbolizes abundance and sustainability and stability for you. So each one of you, whether it's material abundance or the quality of abundance and what that means and what that brings, okay? So that's one of the great things about this abundance, is this is what's coming into you. And are you willing to allow the quantity and the quality of abundance and what that brings to you? Is that what is important to you? Then do a dream board. Do a vision board. And narrow down what it is. Focus on what it is that you want. This is a time for gratitude. It's a time for perseverance. Perseverance. Okay, perseverance. And humility. That's what this card is about. And are you willing to let go of any insecure thoughts of scarcity? Scarcity in finances, scarcity in love, scarcity in abundance. there's about 3/4 that are on the show right now, at least, that have inherited these beliefs through their family. So my parents were raised during the Great Depression. And I've spent many years working on myself and coming to this realization that they had this belief around scarcity. And so letting go of that, that's what's important, okay, is letting go of that at all costs, because it's to your own benefit. But if you want to hang on to it, that's absolutely fine. Know that the universe is always going to provide, providing you build that relationship with the universe. You trust, you let go. And any worry that comes in, where's that coming from? It's not yours. Okay, now, as you're growing, as you're spiritually growing, these feelings may come up, but they're coming up to leave. They're being pushed out by a new, higher energy, a new, higher abundance. Okay, who is on first? Hey, Marilyn. Great love to Larry. Great love to you. I hope you got some rest today. I know that that came up in the reading last night, is how important it is to allow the body to catch up, especially to this new higher vibration. So if you're just joining us on the show, I just looked over at the chat and I saw that Jared said that he has an owl flying around his backyard. It's so cool to watch and listen to. So for him to share that for the show is really profound, because that is really a message to all of us. So here's some homework. Everyone look up animal totem, animal spirit, owl. Okay? Okay, here we go. Okay, Marilyn. We have Marilyn's card. So Marilyn, any judgment you have toward yourself around laziness, are you willing to let go of that? It's okay to believe that working hard is good, because it is. But also in allowing the abundance to come in, even when we're not working hard, is important as well. Because if you get overcharged around always having to work hard, work hard, work hard, it can be as bad as being undercharged, which is the laziness. So are you willing to allow yourself to simply be lazy and lose all judgment this came from a previous relationship where you could never do enough? So you were working full time, you were taking care of a house and family, and the guilt was laid upon you if the meal wasn't prepared right, or there wasn't a meal prepared at all, or you were behind on the meal, or you were behind on the housework. Are you willing to let all of that judgment go? on yourself, that self-criticism, because it's not yours. People will go to great lengths, Marilyn, to try to kill a mosquito in their house or to even try to find it. Okay, this is in your field. It has been. After this reading, it will change. It's not near as much effort as to try to find and get rid of the mosquito or kill the mosquito in your house as looking at this and then letting it go. Okay, hope that was helpful. Also, maybe head to the beach. Get one of those lounge chairs with the umbrellas. It'll be when Larry feels better. I'm glad he's getting better. Okay. Who's next?
Danny here.
Okay, Danny. Here we go. Anywhere where you have learned that you needed to fight to prove you're right, are you willing to let go of that? This is the fighting card. It is layers and layers and layers of armor that at one time it was appropriate. You may have needed that in order to survive. But in that armor, so this armor is leaving, and then it allows your gifts to actually emerge. And be free of living or repeating past conversations, looping in them, which causes you to fight. It's really important to, well, I'm not going to tell you what to do. It's completely up to you. But this is what's coming up, is letting go of the fighting. Or the energy around the fighting. Or the need to prove yourself to anything or anyone. So the Knight of the Round Table, they didn't wear the armor all the time. And it's not that armor is bad, it's just knowing when to wear it or when to put it on. It's okay to take your armor off now. Okay.
Lindsay?
Lindsay. Hey, Lindsay. My dear Lindsay, anywhere where you've taken it on so let me put it this way. When you have guests come, you cook them dinner and you plan events for them. But you don't take on their sorrow. You don't take on their anger or their fear or their frustration. That's not service to them. So this is similar to Marilyn's card that it's okay to be lazy, and any judgment about constantly doing too much for people and actually taking on other people's sorrow. So and it's not wrong or bad. I'm not saying that, but there's this death in the family where you took on other people's sorrow and anger that's not yours. Now, anybody probably in that situation would do that because we're human. But this is a time in all that is necessary is for you to be willing to let that go and realize it's actually you had your own sorrow to deal with without taking on other people's sorrow or wanting to make it right for other people. Not make it right, but make it less painful because you have a really good heart. And so anywhere where you've done that, are you willing to let that go? And it wasn't your fault. There's nothing you could have done. There's nothing you could have said. And so this is letting go of other people's energy around that sorrow or blame or shame. All right, Lindsay, I'm going to pull another one for you here. Oh my God, this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. This is the card. This is the card where you give yourself some credit. Let go. Are you willing to let go of all criticism? You've still bloomed. And look how beautiful you bloomed through the toughest concrete, right? Through the hardest of stones that are millennia old. This is you blooming. And every one of us has this incredible ability, right? So kudos to you. Look how far you've come. And it's not near as much as an uphill battle as it used to be. But you're still progressing. You're still moving forward. So Jared, Dr. Jared, just texted me, and I want to share this with you. He looked up the owl. And so I'm glad this came up during your reading, Lindsay, but also Marilyn and Diane, and well, everybody. So this is a precursor to those that I haven't read for, and a postcursor to those they've already read for. So thank you, Jared, for sending this. The owl crossing your path is a sign that it's time to take a leap of faith. Change can be difficult and scary for anyone, but the owl is confident, strong, resourceful, symbolizing learning and wisdom. Maybe the owl is reassuring you about this transition. When you seek out owl, it's a way of reaching your higher self and truly seeing things from a spiritual perspective. Jared says, I'm taking it as a good omen, and I've always been fascinated with them. I find them majestic and knowledgeable. Absolutely, Jared. It's one of my favorite animals. So thank you. And what a great timing that you pulled that up for Lindsay, too, and for everyone before the show. All right, who's next? Okay, Austin. So this is one of those times, Austin, I encourage people to have a private reading. So I think I told you all last week I got a text from someone I had read for a year ago, and I haven't heard from her in a year. And I obviously don't really remember what I told her, but she remembers what I told her. And I said that she had been killed as a witch, and I think you might remember this story. She actually did the ancestry, went back into her lineage, and found out that her 10th generation grandmother in the 1600s was actually burned at the stake for being a witch. And her whole family only was from an area 15 miles from where her grandmother had been burned. So Austin, there is a generational belief pattern that's important for you to take a look at. Around women, and it's not your belief system. But there's almost like some kind of quantum entanglement there. And once you're aware of it, you can really begin to untangle it. So it almost feels like a religious, cultural. And the reason I say cultural with the family is, so you see the dragons here? Well, in China, I lived in China, dragons are good luck. But in Europe and here, dragons can be scary and burn you alive type of things, like Game of Thrones. But in China, they have a whole magical. So this is changing from the empirical to the magical. And really knowing how appealing and what your qualities are that really appeal to the opposite sex, and honoring those, not drowning them out. And the drowning out part comes from that family lineage. Okay, who's next?
Marilyn Abbey.
Marilyn and Abby. Okay, my dears. So Marilyn, we've talked about this, that the oak tree is way better than the bamboo tree. No, wait. Sorry. The bamboo tree is way better than the oak tree. No, maybe I had it right the first time. I fully trust who I am. And anywhere where you have been questioned about belief system, who you are, what you value, your ethics, your decisions. Oh, okay, this is it. Anywhere where you have been questioned about your decisions, ethics, values, are you willing to let go of that now? That is the criticism. that went in. You know what, Austin, thank you for being here, because this kind of opened up some of this familial stuff, some of the family stuff for you as well, Marilyn. And are you willing to let go of fighting? Again, this is like Diane, fighting to prove your point of view. This comes from a period of World War I. And the fervor, so well, I don't know if your ancestors, grandfather, or who was involved, or it was some kind of movement in World War I, Marilyn. There was like this fervor and righteousness that came in. And none of that's you. None of that is you. Are you willing to let that go and recognize that that's none of that is you, and easily and comfortably release that? Excuse me. Wow. And Abby, so Abby, you've chosen to be a trapeze artist, but you gotta let go of the bar. So find, not that you're laughing at other people, but find amusement in people that claim to be trapeze artists but never let go of the bar. It's like some spiritual leaders, whether they're in a religion or whether they're in a metaphysical realm or political realm, where their ego gets involved, and they have the left brain information, but they're never actually willing to let go and allow it to occur. So are you I easily and comfortably disallow all dogma that I have been taught that just ain't so. I mean, I fervently, for years, preached that the end of the world was coming. And we all thought it was going to come in 1975. Yeah, that didn't happen. But it was like this religious dogma. Oh, and anywhere. Okay, anywhere where you were made wrong or bad about the circumstances around your birth or not having a father, are you willing to let go of that? Yes. Okay. I can feel that one big time. Where there was criticism on your mother or criticism from your mother, even when you were in the womb. And are you willing to let go of you causing something like that? Good stuff. All right, who's next?
Hannah de la Vega.
Hey, Hannah de la Vega. So, Hannah, are you willing to let go of being the little kid in the back seat? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? We've all been like that, right? Am I there yet? Are we there yet? Have I arrived? Is this it? Are we what? This is the postponement. Let go. Enjoy every journey. Enjoy every lesson. No matter how rough it can be, it's like, whoa, okay. My partner just kicked me out. Whoa. Now what's going to happen? Oh, my wife is pregnant and I have no money, no job, no car, no savings. Whoa. What's going to happen now? And those are actual experiences. And I think I've told you some of those stories where, when Kenan was born, we literally had nothing. And within a matter of weeks, we had a car and a place to live and a job and furniture, and everything was just landed in our lap. But when you're in the back seat going, have I arrived yet? Am I there yet? Has it happened yet? When is it going to happen? That it drives you knucking futs. It drives you crazy. So let it go. Allow the journey to unfold. Allow it to come in rather than push it out. Okay.
Mindy.
Okay, Mindy. So, Mindy, work with trees more. I don't know what this is, but get a bonsai tree. And work on show the root system. When you're doing your art, there's something with the root system. This is digging deep into your roots. And you'll be more aware, you are becoming more aware of family traits that actually are not yours. Look up the moon cycles and find out what each moon cycle symbolizes. You're being downloaded information. So if you're feeling a little bit off, it's actually because you're being downloaded. So when things download from a higher source, and this is all with all of us, you can actually feel a little bit off or funky or irritable or antsy or anxious, know that it's just moving out. And stay out of your head, you're just being downloaded. But trees will help ground you. Literally hug a tree. Okay,
Jared and Cat.
Jared and Kat. Hey, thanks, Jared, for sharing that owl. That's such a great reminder. Universe, show me now how to participate more. So this, when you get headaches like back here in the back of the head, that's release. Those are release points. These two points, right? I don't know if you can see that, but right there, I'll point it like right there on each side of the head. Those are release points. Massage those, Jared. And for any of us that are wanting to release, if you get headache back here or tension, release. It's releasing. And I easily and comfortably participate in releasing all that no longer serves me. I easily and comfortably participate in releasing all that no longer serves me. And that goes for everyone on the show. Everyone I just read for, Hannah, Mindy, Abby, Marilyn, Austin, Lindsay. Let me read you this. Someone posted it on the on social media. Rumi said this, R-U-M-I. Half of life is lost in charming others. The other half is lost in going through anxieties caused by others. Leave this play. You've played enough. Half of life is lost in charming others. The other half is lost in going through anxieties caused by others. Leave this play. You've played enough. This is participating fully in your own life now, Jared. Fully. Okay. All right, Kat. Here we go. Feels like a storm coming. And then going to the window and checking it, Kat. Every 5 minutes. Is there a storm coming? Is there a storm coming? This is a little bit like Hannah. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? But this is a great message for all of us. This is the Thunderbolt card. Thunder happens when we least expect it. But it's not just sound, it's light. It's the manifestation of extreme energy. Sudden change. Sudden change. Losing it, I'm not going to, but you know what I'm saying. Just a real sudden change. But it's not only, and now then the sudden change is always for the good, even though sometimes we don't see it. We don't see it. But it gives us time. We know that we know, in this case, Kat, we know the storm is coming, which is a good thing. I'm using this as a good metaphor. You know this is coming. The thunderbolt, the idea, the new way of doing things is coming. Like, trust the process. and you're doing everything. You're on target. You're absolutely on target. Okay, who's next?
Edna's next.
Hey, Edna. Trust what's good for you. What feels good for you? So take a minute when you're meditating and picture yourself flying, but feel it. Feel yourself flying. And you know where you're flying. You can see you flying over your house, your lake, the woods. And it doesn't even have to be this planet. But I want you, I don't want you, highly recommend you picture yourself flying and how free that feels. Go there. Go there often. Close your eyes for a minute. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you'll be able to call it up and that feeling will come back. Replace this freedom and this trust feeling, Edna. Any worries, any routine that bugs you, close your eyes. Excuse me. Close your eyes and picture and feel yourself flying. Highly recommend this for everybody. Just take a minute right now. Everyone, take a minute, close your eyes, and feel what it would feel like flying. If you've ever had those dreams before, feel yourself flying. That's who you really are. Stay there. And
Next, it's a new person, Mrs. Yaxie. I guess they have a friend who you advised.
Mrs. Yaxie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome, Mrs. Yaxie. I'm glad you joined us. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. So, you don't do all of your children's homework. And their urgency doesn't make it your emergency. Why I'm using this illustration is other people's urgency. It has to be done now. I got to have it done. Do it now. It's not your emergency. Be free of taking on that energy of intensity from others. It's not yours. Return to sender, return to sender. And anywhere where you've been told you have to do things right, that is what? What does that mean? And anywhere where you have been critical of yourself for not having done things right, or life didn't turn out the right way, there is no right way. And are you willing to let go of that and the projection put upon you that there's in any way, shape, or form been a failure on your part from other people? That's their stuff, not yours. So this is like the Matrix, the movie The Matrix, you know, when Neo is dodging bullets and people are firing bullets at him and he's just like simply not there. This is not being in the firing range of other people. So it may take some moving away from people. Not that they're wrong or bad, but their behavior does not suit you anymore. It doesn't. You don't want to be around a gun lover that uses you for target practice. Okay.
Scott Ambrosie's next.
Hey, Scott. Hey, Ambrosie. Happy birthday. Everybody, it was Ambrosie's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Scott. Glad you could join us tonight. Oh, this is so funny. I say it was his birthday, and then he gets the rebirth card. I love it. Okay. So, it's the woman in Gone with the Wind. When Scarlett's telling the maid, she's like, what was that maid's name? She's having a baby. And the woman says, the maid says, I ain't birthed no babies before. I ain't never done no birth no babies before. So this is you moving into a new realm of something you've never done before, but there's no stopping it. Like, you're in it to win it, to finish it, but it's creating it's a new life. This is an incredible new life. This is the camel transforming into the lion, transforming into the Peter Pan. Impossible things. Wasn't the Red Queen that said, I believe, at least 7 impossible things before breakfast? That's you, Scott. And I wish that I send that energy to every one of you for this incredible transformation, for this new life, this new birth, this new way of understanding. Okay? Okay, thank you, Ashley. Yes, Ashley, Butterfly was her name. That's right. I love it. But I think that was her real name, Butterfly McQueen. Yeah, that was her actress name. That was her real name. All right, Ashley, since you're here, I'll pull a card for you. Okay, and thank you, Mrs. Saxey. So spot on. My husband is shaking his head yes at the entire time. Okay, Ashley. So we've got the source card for you. It takes 2 to make a baby. It takes the male to impregnate the female egg. This is time, excuse me, this is time for gratitude, perseverance, and humility, Ashley. And anywhere where you believe that someone can take something from you, are you willing to let go of that? Steal ideas. Steal time. Steal or anywhere where you're afraid of not creating something because you're going to lose it, are you willing to let go of that? Oh my God, this is really powerful, actually. Thank you. I'm going to ask everybody on the show, anywhere where you have been afraid of creating something new, creating something big for fear of losing it, are you willing to let go of that? Because that's creating this push me, pull you. And let go. Are you willing to let go of that? Highly recommend you let go of that now.
Did you get Laurel?
Laurel.
Or you just decided to do actually?
No, Laurel's next.
Yeah, Laurel's next.
Okay, hey Laurel. Sorry. All right. Here we go, Laurel. It's all you. It's all you, baby. I'm getting a Captain and Tennille. Laurel. Are you singing with a guy? Are you going to sing with a guy? Have you thought about singing with a guy? This is harmony and compromise in a good way, in a way that it's an even give and take. It's a healthy give and take. So this is similar. So no wonder I read for Ashley first. So this is similar, Laurel, to anywhere where you've not created a relationship for fear of compromising too much of you. Are you willing to let go of that now? That's really good. That's really good. Yes, yes, yes. That cleared a lot. Okay.
And last is Rick Mackey. He's back again.
Okay, Rick. This is working on yourself, being free of conditioning. What are those called? Conspiracy theories. Are you willing to let go of pursuing conspiracy theories because it's pulling you out of yourself? This is so. Conspiracy theories or anything like that can be absolutely as much dogma as religion or politics, where you become completely one-sided, and anywhere where you've used that as a protection to truly not get to your core, are you willing to let go of that now? Okay, do we have everybody?
It's everyone.
I love you all. Let's do this again Wednesday night. Let friends and family know. Thank you, Miss Saxy, for being on for the show tonight the first time. Appreciate you all very much, and appreciate the donations. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you Wednesday night. Have a great, great night.